I'm Sheri Heitker Dixon. I am the founder and executive director of Keep Her Safe, which is an organization mobilizing parents to take action to stop campus sexual assault. So the way I do that is by encouraging parents to use their purchasing power and act as consumers and press the colleges and universities and the administrators at the colleges and universities to do better to prevent sexual assault against our daughters and our sons too, because sometimes it's the boys who are victims. A few years ago, I read an article on the Huffington Post that just why are boys going to college thinking rape is funny? And the article was very explicit. It detailed the incidence of sexual assault against women on campus, which is 1 in 5 will be sexually assaulted before graduation. And not only that, it talked about incidents of misogyny and sexism that some of the college guys were engaging in that were very harmful to women, that were very rude, very disrespectful. And I was shocked that they were going to college with these ideas about how about assaulting women, about taking advantage of women, about getting women drunk. It was really a wake-up call to me because my daughter at the time was a sophomore in high school. I really felt that I wanted to do something on this issue, and when I looked online, I just didn't find anything that was there to support parents. A lot of the organizations said parents needed to be involved, but there was no template for how to do that and no support for how to do that. So I just created my own. I created something called a parent toolkit, which I am using as we go through this process. I mean, my initial idea was that we could make safe from sexual assault a criterion, when selecting a college. The problem with that is it's very difficult to tell who's really doing a great job and who's not. There's still a lot of, I think, sweeping the incidents under the rug. And also, while a lot of colleges are doing more to prevent it, I don't think they're doing enough. And what we can do now as parents is really pressure the administrators and let them know what exactly it is that we're expecting of them. Let them know that we're assessing them on this issue. I think that it would be great if colleges were able to say, we are doing this to stop campus sexual assault. It's mandatory, and could really actually, when they start promoting it in their marketing materials, then I'll think that that's an organization and that's a campus that's taking it seriously. Every organization that talks about this issue says parents need to be involved. I think one reason is that as consumers, we're looking to spend anywhere from $50,000 to, over $250,000 to send to get an education for our children. And that's a big chunk of money. It's likely the most that any of us will ever spend on behalf of our kids. And I think it makes sense to address it like a consumer. I mean, when we buy a car, we want to know, what its impact ratings are, how many airbags it has. I think it makes sense that as we're sending our kids to college in an environment that's known to be somewhat risky, that as consumers, we expect that the administrations are taking effective action to prevent sexual assault. We have the Keep Her Safe Parent Guide that parents can use to help them assess the issue, give them some steps they can take to approach universities where they're considering sending their children. It gives them some questions to ask. It gives them some ideas of the kinds of things that they should expect colleges to do, and that they should tell the administrations that they're expecting these particular programs to be in place, and that gives them a voice to articulate what needs to happen. And I think it's also really important, like in any movement, that parents are talking a lot of the same language to the administrators, because I think that once admissions starts getting 5, 10, 25, 100 phone calls from parents asking the same questions, it's going to come on their radar as a concern that we're seriously looking at, that we're seriously considering as we apply with our children to college, and they're going to have to address it. Colleges have done so much to compete with each other. They have vegan meals, they have extensive meal plans, they have big rec centers with rock climbing walls, and A lot of, they're always competing on their abroad programs. They're trying to compete with one another on all these areas to attract students. And I think that making their campuses safe from sexual assault could be another area where they could compete. I hope that all you parents out there watching, and this isn't just parents of high school students, but you parents of middle school students, boys and girls, as well as the girls, this is a great time for you to jump in, because I don't expect things to be very different when my daughter goes to college next year. But in the next 3, 4, 5 years, if you start working now, you can make a difference on this issue. So join us. Visit my website, keephersafe.org. There you can download a parent guide, which will help you walk through the process. But I really invite you to come to the next step and put together a group of your friends. I'll help you set up a chapter where you can really target the schools where your kids are very likely to go and make a difference to press them to prevent campus sexual assault on their own campuses.